What is the best way to train in the off season? I'm going to let you figure that out for yourself, but the one thing I will say is it has to start with an FTP test. Off season, winter, whatever you want to call it, it's been a lot of fun. I've had 4 or so weeks where I haven't really done very much. I've got a new coach. He has set me a 20-minute FTP test. It's the first time I've ever done an FTP or a 20-minute FTP test. We're going to give it a whack. My step tests have always indicated that I've probably got a higher FTP than I actually do have. He's set me today as a 2-hour session. Within that session, we're going to do the Zwift FTP test. We'll take you through it today. This is what he's written down for me. Focus of this session is to perform a 20-minute power test that will determine your FTP, blah, blah, blah. Choose the long version of the Zwift FTP test that lasts for 58 minutes and includes the full 20-minute tests. Things to think about before doing the test. Before the test, have a think about your predicted power that you want to hold. In the first 5 minutes, be careful not to go off too hard, as you can massively pay for that in the last quarter of the test. Calibrate your power on your Zwift bike. Once the test is done, recover as long as needed, and then do a low zone 2 until you get to 2 hours. Good thing I've got such a good setup for the winter. Looks like we're doing a 2-hour ride. We have some carb mix in the chat. That's probably going to come in pretty handy. We are going to do 2-hour ride. I like to do a little bit longer warm up, so maybe 30-40 minutes, then do the hour-long test, which if you haven't done a Zwift FTP 20-minute test before, there's little kickers in there before you start the actual 20-minute effort, because that's meant to simulate increasing fatigue. So by the time you do the actual Zwift FTP test, your fatigue will be a little bit higher. So you're not doing 20 minutes flat out, completely fresh, is the whole point. Really important to have a HR monitor, because that's going to help Alex when it comes to setting training sessions down the line. My last FTP test I did was a step test. I did it after coming back from France, where I was probably the fittest I've been all year. Coming back from that trip, I did 325 on a step test. My body type favors that kind of testing. Today, 20 minutes, I'm going to have to try and hold maybe 315, 320 would be good. There is one major change that I have made to my training recently, especially when it comes to Zwift, which is I don't use ERG mode anymore. I just feel like I want to replicate like those little kicks and the little let-offs that you get when you're out either riding hard with the boys or in a race. So this year, no ERG mode. And that's obviously what happens during a 20-minute FTP test. You do your little kicks. We'll probably have ERG mode off for that. And then when it gets to the 20-minute test, obviously there's no ERG mode anyway for that. But it's been super important for me to do that, because it kind of, like, I know that in training, there's probably no harm in doing it, but I kind of want to mentally kind of prepare myself a little bit more to just sticking in that racing vibe, treat it a bit more like it's outdoor training. Nice long easy warm up into the test. I really hate FTP tests. Just had a message from Alex telling me that it's super important to calibrate my trainer, so we're going to do that before we do the test. Not the warm up, because the warm up doesn't matter. Got the kicker over the summer, used it towards the end of the summer, Might as well calibrate it now and then use that as our base measurement for the rest of, well, welcome to the on season. I definitely do not feel in shape at the moment. I guess that's part of this whole process. Also, I want to share that. I know that as we go over Christmas and we get into next year, I'll lose a few kgs. I found it really hard to hold on to my diet at the end of the year, like October, November. Oh, but I haven't stressed about it. Now we get to build back in. Right, I'm not going to watch the whole test. I'll give you bits. See you on the other side. 5-minute warm up, 20-second bump, 20-second bump, 20-second bump, 3 minutes easy, 3-minute little kicks over FTP, 6 minutes easy, then the 20-minute FTP test, 5-minute cool down. Finish up my 2 hours after this. I'll check in with you once it's fully go time for the 20-minute test. I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like I should be more prepared. I feel like I should have a number in mind to hold for 20 minutes. 310, 315, 320, just numbers, aren't they? Just under 5 minutes of efforts before the 20-minute test. There's no way I'm doing more than 320. No way. Off season has been rough. 6 minutes to recover, and then we go for 20-minute effort. No erg mode. Try and hold 315. Maybe 320, maybe start 315. You can always go up. The going down happens naturally. This is gonna hurt. This is why people hate doing it, because I'm not in shape. And you got to do one when you're just not feeling good. Physically and I guess virtually in Zwift. Anyway, it's worth doing. Alex, mate, you owe me one. 5 minutes, then we dive in. Right, 10 seconds, and then I guess we just do it. Right, let's go. Steady, set the pace, sink in, hold it. 320 on the nose for the first 10 minutes. It's horrible. That's obviously going to go down a bit, but we're okay. Dig it. How does it hurt so much? 5 minutes. 315 now, average. I just don't have the torque. It's hard. Last minute. 168 each. Ow! Ow, ow, ow. I held 318, heart rate up to 169, that's good. FTP based on a percentage of what I did in that 20 minutes was 303. Excuse me while I die. That is genuinely absolutely horrible. This is day one, the beginning of it all, before we go racing February, March next year. Today's the last day of November. Obviously tomorrow, first day of December. December, January, February, March. 4 months. So 16 weeks. That's a lot of training. I kind of want to show this as well because I feel I'm not looking for anything. I feel out of shape. So we're gonna lose a bit of body weight. We're gonna get back on the good diet. We're gonna start training hard again. Bring in some Zwift races. Stick around because I have a quick chat about lifting weights. Let me go and get changed. I'll come back. So hands down, the one part of my training I've got absolutely no time for is this. I should be doing way more strength work. Last season I basically did absolutely none. We have to change that. Firstly, during my FTP test, my torque felt horrible. I just didn't have the leg strength. What's the easiest way to change that? Doing a little bit of leg work. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to take you through a session or anything like that. I will give you a quick overview, but I'm not going to go into too much detail. The other thing is I met up with a buddy of mine, Joe, who's got a 1900 watt sprint. He said last season he was hitting the gym like 2-3 times a week and hitting legs, and he was going big with it. He was doing like deadlifts up to 200 kg. I don't think I'm going to do that. He's 28. I'll be lucky if I can get up to 100 kg, but something is better than nothing. That's what we got to go with. So today, keep it nice and simple. Little warm up. Get some deadlifts in, which is just straight deadlifts. Get some good mornings in, which is basically just soft knee, pivot from the hips down and back up, and then we're just going to do some pretty simple barbell lunges. That's it. I'm going to keep it nice and light to start with. Hopefully we can build up a little bit. The reason I'm keeping it light, guys, is because I don't want to not be able to walk or train for like 3-4 days after I do this, which is a distinct possibility. But that FTP test was awesome. I didn't enjoy doing it because it's, you're doing it off the back of no fitness. The first one's always the worst. I'm looking forward to doing it again in maybe 6-8 weeks when I feel way more fit and have done some leg strength work. That should make a big difference because I lacked the torque. I couldn't hit out 75, 80 RPM at big watts. I was having to rely on cadence. That seems like an easy win, so we better get to it. Guys, thanks for joining in. Hopefully this has been useful. Always fire in a quick FTP test or some form of fitness test at the beginning of your training. It keeps you motivated to see your numbers go up. Keep track of it, keeps you accountable. Having a coach has kept me accountable. Haven't missed a workout yet. And I mean, it's been a week, but it's kept me accountable. I've enjoyed it. And let's try and stick to doing some strength work. And I'm going to sort out my diet. So when January comes, I want to be in good shape. I want to look good. I want to be able to ride reasonably hard. And I want to feel healthy because that is the most important thing. Guys, thanks for joining in. I will see you on another one soon.
Leave